Hello and welcome to Roundhouse Roundup episode 16. This is the episode with the Tekken 6 review. But first, KOF Watch. It's been so long waiting for the Xbox 360 patch, you might as well think you're fucked. Well, think again. Ignition has announced that the Xbox 360 patch for King of Fighters 12 has finally passed certification and should be available later this week. The reason for the delay was not specified other than they wanted to fix additional things. So as I promised, once this patch goes up, I will be re-reviewing King of Fighters 12. Is the lag really that much better? Is it worth your time? I'll let you know. But now, Tekken 6 came out today. Wasn't the most hyped game in the world, but there was a lot of expectation behind it, being that it's a game that brought many PlayStation followers into the fighting game fold, especially with Tekken 3. This review is primarily going to consist of two parts, the online and the offline. So first up, how's the online play? And in a word, sucky. The lag is noticeably worse than Soul Calibur 4, or seems to be worse than Soul Calibur 4. But really, if you think about it, Soul Calibur 4 was not as precision of a game, whereas this is much twitchier and much faster. So either it's the same netcode as Soul Calibur 4 and we're now feeling it, or someone at Namco shoved a bunch of shit up their ass while they were coding this thing. But in this day and age with Street Fighter 4 and Blaze Blue, it's not acceptable. There's a rumor that there's going to be a patch in December, but until then, it's still playable. I gotta admit, I've played several online matches and I can fight through the lag. I play Brian Fury and I can do all my shit. But it's not quite there. Some pluses about online mode are you can level your character up just like you did in Tekken 5. And you can see when your opponent's going to level up. So there's a little added pressure on you to say, not in my house, and stuff his promotion by beating him down. Speaking of leveling up, you can do it in every single mode except scenario mode, which I'll be talking a lot about later. But online and offline, your character can both get level up and get money to help customize. Just like Tekken 5, you can buy pants, shirts, sunglasses, change your hairstyle, but now there's about 6 to 7 times as many customization options as there was in Tekken 5. You can make something that doesn't even look like the character you imagine. It's sort of a downside just because you lose that particular characterization for a character, although you can really get some design that really feels like you. In addition to all the stuff that drops in the shop, you can also find things in scenario mode to change the look of your character. The other thing I like about online mode is all you have to do to find a game is the first thing it does, it takes you to character select, you pick your character, and then it searches for a game for you. Once it's found it, it says you're matched up, says who you're fighting against, and you go. You don't press a single button. Well, this is a ranked match anyway. Player match works a little differently, traditional player matching, and it supports up to 4 people, 2 fighting and 2 watching, but I really like the implementation of ranked match. With improvement in lag, I think I'll be coming back to this a lot more, but the lag is still kind of One thing I do like is in the corner of the screen you can actually see real-time the quality of the match. You'll see a little connection bar and it will go up and down based on the quality of the match, which I love. Lets me know like how fucked I am or how not fucked I am. And now, scenario mode. This is incredibly cinematic. The first parts of the game are recapping Tekkens 1 through 5, and then some more cinematics. You fight for a little bit, more cinematics. This game, in the first hour, has more cinematics than Metal Gear Solid 4. This is not an exaggeration. This is the absolute stone-cold truth. This game has a lot of cutscenes. If you're into the lore of the characters, it'll be really cool. There's some neat interactions early on with Jin and Eddie. That's canon, by the way. If you know what scene I'm talking about, that actually did happen in Tekken 5. You just weren't paying attention. One thing that kind of bugs me, but it happened in Tekken 5 and I just kind of let it go, is how can people who speak completely different languages easily understand each other? It happened in Tekken 5, I just kind of let it go, but in these cutscenes it's just kind of weird that that's how it works. But, it's actually kind of neat. One thing I don't like is the only way to unlock characters' opening prologues and endings is to unlock a certain arena, well, it's called Arena, in scenario mode, and then play through that. And you can only play through Arena with the characters you've unlocked in scenario mode to unlock their openings and endings. Pain in the butt. But that's not the worst thing about scenario mode. Approximately 30 minutes into scenario mode, the main character, Lars, gets amnesia. I think I've stated my hatred for Japanese tropes and storytelling, and amnesia is probably the worst fucking one they do. But nope, 30 minutes, there's an explosion, your character hits his head and gets amnesia. All in all, I'm actually liking this game a lot more than I thought I would, reading all the scuttlebutt on the forums based on how bad the online was. I am finding that this game is mildly enjoyable if you put all the parts together. So I'm going to recommend this to Tekken fans. Everyone else, it might want to take a wait-and-see approach. Until next week, stay tuned for all the news, previews, reviews, and ews right here at the Roundhouse Roundup.